Is voting for Donald Trump worth it, even if your vote doesn't make a difference? Right now, I want to speak to anyone who lives in a blue state who is planning on voting for Donald Trump. Those of you who live in California or New York or Massachusetts or my own state of Maryland, states where Hillary Clinton's victories are as close to foregone conclusions as possible in politics. My question for those of you who live in blue states who are would-be Trump voters is this: why? Let me make this clear so there's no misunderstanding. Please do vote. Vote in your state and local races. Vote for your member of the House of Representatives. Vote for your senator if yours is up this year. And vote Republican if that's what you want. I hope your side loses, but I still think you should vote and make your voice heard, because in those races, your vote almost certainly does make a difference no matter where you live. I'm not suggesting you don't vote. I'm suggesting you don't vote for Donald Trump. And if you live in a state like Maryland where Hillary Clinton is all but certain to take home the electoral votes, I am pleading with you to not vote for Donald Trump. Your vote won't help to defeat Hillary Clinton. All your vote will do is leave you having to explain to your family and your friends, to future generations, and most of all to yourself, why you voted for a man like Donald Trump to be president of the United States. You've probably heard this all 1,000 times already, so let me just go over the highlights very briefly. Donald Trump is a racist with a documented history of discriminating against black folks, whose campaign has been supported from the start by racists like former KKK leader David Duke. Do you think of yourself as a racist? Would you like to be thought of as one by others? If not, why are you planning to vote for such a man to be president? Donald Trump is a xenophobe who began his run for president by stereotyping Mexican immigrants as criminals and rapists, and who has made mass deportation of Mexicans and banning of all Muslims from entering the country focal points of his campaign. Do you think vilifying entire groups of people based on where they come from or what religion they practice is appropriate behavior for a president? If not, then why are you planning to vote for such a man? Donald Trump is a misogynist with an exhaustively documented history of demeaning and insulting women, who has been recorded bragging about how easy it is for a star such as himself to sexually assault women, which he later tried to wave off as mere quote-unquote locker room talk, who has been accused of sexual misconduct by no less than 10 women as of the date of this recording. Do you think the sexist and often predatory attitude Donald Trump consistently exhibits toward women is remotely acceptable? Is he the sort of person you want serving as President of the United States? If not, why are you planning to vote for such a man? If your answer is because he's better than Hillary Clinton, let me remind you, you live in a blue state. Barring an upset of historic proportions, Hillary Clinton is going to win your state's electoral votes, whether you vote for Donald Trump or not. So why not vote for someone else? For instance, the Libertarian Party candidate, Gary Johnson, he's on the ballot in all 50 states. If you were planning on voting for Trump, the Republican nominee, chances are you and Johnson are not all that far apart politically. And even if you do disagree with Johnson on some political stuff, you almost certainly would prefer him to Hillary, right? And he doesn't have decades of overt racism, misogyny, and alleged sex crimes following him around either, does he? So vote for the candidate who isn't Hillary Clinton, but who also, so far as we know, isn't a humongous scumbag. If you don't like Johnson, do some research to find out who else you can vote for. I guarantee you there is someone either on the ballot or registered as a write-in candidate in your state that both represents your political views better than Hillary Clinton and is far superior in character and temperament to Donald Trump. If you live in a blue state, there is no strategic value for voting for Donald Trump. The only reason for anyone who lives in a blue state to vote for Donald Trump is if they truly believe that Donald Trump racist, sexist, religiously intolerant, alleged sex criminal Donald Trump is the best choice to be president of the United States. If that is not what you believe, please vote for somebody else. You have options. For your own sake, make a better choice than Donald Trump.